creatives, I know that most of you are not web designers, but you probably still want a really beautiful website. A website is such a huge step in separating yourself as a business owner instead of a hobbyist. And even if it's simple, your clients will love it, trust me. You don't really need to have a custom website when you just start out, so I always recommend either going the DIY route or hiring someone for a base level package at first. My good friend Carrie Cade, who I'll link here, helped build our website and get me started on how to use Squarespace. So no matter which platform you're using, there's a few essentials that you need to create your first company website. It's not as complicated as you think, I promise. So today, we brought you the 8 things that you have to have on your first website. So let's go. Number 1, you want your own domain. Do not even try to use one of those free domain sites. It's unprofessional, it's a waste of time. Domains are like $50 a year or less. So snatch that up today if you haven't already, and go ahead and get the email addresses as well, because I don't want to do business with anyone under a Gmail or Yahoo account. Okay, number 2. You want an about page. This is probably the most important part. It's a little daunting, but it actually should be super simple if you've already set up your business plan. So just take your elevator speech for your business and add around like 3 or 4 personal facts or stories, and there's your about page. If you haven't done your elevator speech yet, then you should probably back up and start there, because this is going to explain what your business is. It's basically your answer to what do you do. 3 to 5 sentences about what it stands for. And I don't want to hear any of your love of weddings or your creative spirit. Those little buzzwords are everywhere, but people want to know what's actually going to set you apart, what's uniquely yours, something that the competition can't offer. So pick a few things that make you stand out and speak directly to your ideal client. And number 3, in conjunction with your about page, you want to have a nice headshot. So you can get this done by a professional photographer, by purchasing a branding shoot. You may be able to trade for a couple headshots with your craft. You may be able to ask for a quick working shot at a styled shoot that you're attending. I've done a few branding shoots, and we're actually going to do a whole video on prepping for those to get the most out of them. But for now, you really only need 1 or 2 good headshots to go on your website. So throw that in with your About Me text that you wrote, and you're good to go. That's 1 whole page for your website. Number 4 is the services page. This is the only other page besides your about page that you must have at the beginning. If you have a website that's just home, about, services, you're good to go. That's all the essentials. So even if you think it's really, really obvious, say your name has the word photography in it or florals in it, it's still probably not obvious to everyone. I still get asked all the time if I make wedding invitations. Hello, have you seen me? To make it really clear, simple, and direct what you offer, if you have a set number of packages, if you have starting prices, things like that, that's where you can put information about your offerings. And of course, number 5, photos or examples of your work. In the creative world, this is exactly what everyone's coming to your site to see. So pick out some work that embodies your ideal client or your ideal job, even if you haven't done a ton of work like that for paying clients. So you can always create stuff on your own, just for the purposes of showing it on your website. It helps to have your work shot in a cohesive way so that your website has a cohesive feel to it. So this is another area where partnering with a local photographer who's a professional can help. Number 6, while photos are so important, you also need 150 to 250 words per page of text content. We have a whole SEO, search engine optimization guide coming out May 1st, where we'll explain what all this means. But for now, a basic rule is that you need to have 150 to 250 words on each page so that your sites can be what's called indexed for search engine optimization purposes. So this text should be about what that page is about. You shouldn't copy and paste from other pages, and it should be somewhere between 150 and 250 words at minimum. More is always acceptable, but even if you have something like a gallery page, you should have some intro text below or above the gallery explaining what that page is about for search engine purposes. This is a lesson I learned the hard way and had to go back and redo, so you'll appreciate starting with it from the beginning. Number 7 is have a contact page or just have your contact information everywhere, all over your site. I cannot stress this one enough. It is so annoying when you go to a website and you can't find an email address, phone number, or contact page. Personally, I also kind of judge people if I can't reach them outside of a contact page because I don't love those quite as much as an email or a phone conversation. So put your email address, put your phone number, put your contact page, put any way that you're okay with people contacting you all over your site. We like to put it in our footer or in our sidebar so that it's on every single page and we don't have to go in and physically add it on every page. But then on each page, wherever it's applicable, we also link back to the contact page so that if someone's reading and it makes sense, they can, click here to contact us about whatever it is they're reading about. Basically, you just want to make it so easy so that when that client is reading and sees something they like and wants to reach out, they can do that immediately. If they can't do that immediately, they might lose interest, leave your site without contacting you at all. So make it very, very simple and easy for them to do that from every page. And the number 8 thing that you need to create a website is your social icons. So most of us in the beginning, we start out with social media, so you've probably got a little bit more up-to-date information. You're probably posting a little bit more regularly on that than you are on your website. So this is a great way to get traffic back and forth between the two. So you want people to click on your social media as opposed to clicking off your site entirely and going somewhere else. Or from your social media, you want to give them the website to click on if they want to learn more, so that they can have a different experience with your company as opposed to leaving your page entirely to have a different experience with a different company. And voila, there's your entire website. Sure, you might want to add like FAQs, galleries, resources, a blog, a million other pages later. That's all great, but I don't want to let that goal of this perfect, beautiful, angelic site to stop you from releasing your website sooner, even if it's not 100% perfect. I've tweaked ours 100 times and probably always will. So search engine optimization actually relies on the amount of time that your site has been available. So even if it's not exactly what you've envisioned, you can still benefit a great deal from having one in the first place. And clients aren't really judging you based on full, custom, amazing, beautiful site. They're more judging you based on the fact that it looks nice, it looks professional, you have what you're saying in your text copy, and what your images look like of your work. So they're gonna go and see that, they're gonna love that about page, the services page, and they're gonna reach out and contact you. You don't have to have 400 blog posts ready before you can launch your site. Plus, having that website on your business card, having that on your social media platforms, having that to refer clients to is going to just up your legitimacy as a business and make you look like a real business as opposed to a hobby. So if you want some help with this, definitely check out our friend Carrie Cade, linked here and in the info section. We're also going to have a search engine optimization guide coming out in May, which you can get on the list for by following another link in the info section. And we recently released a blog post on the different website platforms and why we ended up choosing Squarespace. So you can check that out, also linked in the info section. And as always, subscribe to the Doorbell channel for more conversations and tips for creative business owners. I can't wait to see the websites that you guys create. Let me know what questions you have in the comments below, and I'd be happy to offer some guidance.